Hello, George here. Wanted to continue our discussion on retirement. Thanks for all the folks who made comments on the previous sessions. I appreciate your feedback, and I do want to turn this into a dialogue, so feel free to like the video and share your comments below. Uh, I thought today I'd talk about some alternatives to running a business and earning money online, that type of thing. That's what I've chosen to do, but there are some alternatives that a person needs to consider. And of course, when we ran into our issues in California with our fixed incomes getting squeezed, we decided to sell the big house, get rid of most of our stuff, and legally move our residence to Nevada, which is a non-personal income state. As you know, California has high income tax on a personal level, income tax on corporations. They also have high property tax and sales tax. So getting out of California and making a legal break made sense to us. So we went to Nevada and rented an apartment. We registered our car in Nevada. We got our driver's license in Nevada. We registered to vote, and we actually did vote in Nevada one time before we packed our suitcases and went on a 6-month sojourn to Central America. We were not just looking to downsize and reduce some costs. We wanted to find a place where we could live better for less. And so we had read a lot about Central America. There's some wonderful, beautiful places there. And so we set our sights on Belize because Belize speaks English as a primary language. There's lots of Spanish and other Caribbean languages there too, but primarily it's English. It's the official language. And so we spent almost 2 months in Belize. And what my wife and I decided after we'd been there for several weeks, a month or so, we decided that it was a beautiful tropical paradise, but it was hot and humid all the time, and we preferred to live somewhere where it was not hot and humid all the time. If we lived there, we would have to have air conditioning, and we would have to have a swimming pool, and of course that adds extra cost. So we moved on. Our next country that we explored was Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a beautiful country with a coast on the Caribbean side and on the Pacific side. It also has some highlands that we wanted to explore. So we lived for a month outside of San Ramon on the Pan American Highway, and that was very enjoyable. We liked that a lot. From there, we went to Nicaragua. Nicaragua is a very poor country, but you can live there very cheaply. There's lots of North Americans and Europeans living in Nicaragua. It's a beautiful country as well, but it's also mostly hot and humid. Beautiful Pacific coast. We did not visit the Caribbean coast in Nicaragua, but I understand it's quite beautiful too. From there, we went to Panama, and we stayed in the little town of Boquete up in the highlands during the month of October. And it turns out that the month of October in Panama is the rainiest month of the year. So we had a lot of experience dodging rain showers, but we mostly got out in the morning, did our business, took care of any shopping, maybe went to lunch, and then we'd get back to the apartment and it'd start to rain. So mostly we stayed dry that way. We did get soaked 2 or 3 times, but overall our stay in Boquete was very enjoyable. We then passed back through Costa Rica and on to Belize, and then we went back to Henderson and spent a year there, well, almost a year. From half a year, from November until the 1st of February, we were in Henderson. And we took care of some medical issues and got caught up on different things. Visited friends and relatives, of course, before we left. And then on the 1st of February, we moved to Costa Rica. And we're still in Costa Rica. We've been here 4 years. And we do live better for less here, but it's not for everybody. Spanish is not an easy language to learn if you're not native or haven't learned it when you're younger. Most of the expats here learn enough to get by, but not many are really fluent, and that hurts. That cuts down on your relations with your neighbors and makes everything a little more difficult. But we have some friends that are bilingual, and they help us out when we need to go to the health center, for instance, as most of the doctors there only speak Spanish, and so it's difficult to handle medical care if you don't speak Spanish here. But you can take a friend, and they allow an interpreter with you. So we've done that. So there's some options. It's not for everybody. Some of our relatives think we're crazy. Some think we might even be unpatriotic to have left the country. But there's others that cheer us on and secretly wish they could join us. So maybe they will someday. So there's some options to think about. Downsizing, of course, most people look at downsizing when they retire. They don't need the big house, the kids are gone, everybody's grown up and on their own. And so you can downsize, you can move to a smaller place, buy a smaller place, or just rent. And so there's those options to consider. And in the next session, I'm going to continue to cover some other options for earning money online, and especially with affiliate marketing. And so I'll be covering some of those options next time. In the meantime, leave your comments below, and I'll leave a link to one of the programs that I've been following with a lot of success recently. If you're interested, you can take a look at that. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.